Hi, my name's Usman, and I've been working in the world of tax in Australia for about 10 years now. So hear me out. So these Pandora papers, 600 and plus journalists that are my heroes. Well done. Because for someone like me who pays his fair share of tax, I want the society to be equal, everyone to be paying their fair share of tax. So 600 plus investigative journalists have done a great job in leaking around about 11.9 million documents, 2.94 terabytes of data, which means to you is that in the next month or so, and in fact, in the next 6 months, you're probably going to hear some big names emerge, and then they're probably going to go into tax evasion category rather than tax minimization, which I'll talk about in a second. What is the difference between minimization and evasion? So plenty of stuff to hear about. Australians have been featured in it as well. So 35 current leaders as well as former leaders in the world have been involved in this. So what is it that they've been involved in? Number one, offshore companies, shell companies, undeclared trusts, money laundering, all sorts of tax evasion activity, as well as tax minimization as well. So I've got to exonerate people who might have been involved in these reports, but it's just tax minimization, which is a legitimate way of just opening up a offshore bank account and then just paying less tax on it. So look, there is the right way of doing it, but however, there's always those banned apples, and that's what this report's highlighting. So the countries involved are British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, Cook Islands, Bahamas, Panama, all sorts of tax havens across the world. And it hurts those countries as well because look, they don't want to be involved in bad press. Yes, they've got restrictive laws that don't allow tax authorities like, say, IRS or Australian Taxation Office to communicate with them and sort of get to know where the data leaks are. So, yes, they do keep that sort of thing restrictive. However, it is only to shield the money for people who open up their offshore bank accounts. Anyway, back to the point. So tax minimization happens when you just open up an offshore bank account and it's legitimate. It goes through a transparent process of double taxation agreements and you end up paying a bit of tax and it is your money. So you're the person who's declaring that income. The tax evasion happens when you open up an offshore company, often with false directors, often disassociating yourself from this company. So it's got nothing to do with you, which means that if debtors come to you and say, hey, where's our money that we loaned to you? You can always declare bankruptcy. And so you're in one way rich and famous in buying yachts and airplanes with that shell company, and another way you can declare yourself as bankrupt. So the Australian Taxation Office has just released a statement for this in the last few hours. They've said, while the information on this data leak is interesting, we don't rely on data leaks to do our job. we detect, investigate, and deal with offshore tax evasion year round. So that's the tax commissioner playing his cards close to his chest, saying, hey, these data leaks are nice, however, we're still doing our job. So look, in the next 6 months, you're going to hear from me as well as some of the news, give you some big names that are going to be emerging. So follow this news, subscribe to my channel, press that bell icon button so that you can follow my upcoming videos.